Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the What a Juice channel, and welcome back to another Throwback Thursday episode. Now, if you missed last Thursday's episode, you probably want to go back and watch, because spoiler alert, we got fired. Yeah, we got fired from the Miami Dolphins, and I said in the end of that last video that I would go one more season with the team that we signed on with to be the head coach for this season. And if I got fired at the end of this year, then that would probably be the end of the series, because I'm not going to be able to keep a job in this game. So I'll try my best to not get fired, but I probably will, unfortunately. The team that we chose, we had a couple options, and the team that we chose to be our new team that we're the head coach of was the Atlanta Falcons. So we are going to be going through the Atlanta Falcons offseason. I only picked them really because they had the most cap space out of all the teams that were offering us a head coaching job. So we got a little bit more flexibility with that. But we're going to be going through the offseason, and then in a couple episodes we'll go through the regular season like we did with the Dolphins. So how this episode's going to work is, just like when we did the Dolphins stuff last season, it's going to be all of the off-season stuff up until the NFL draft, and then next Thursday's episode will be the NFL draft, and then the episode after that will be the regular season, start of the regular season, all that kind of stuff. So it'll follow the similar format. So this will be all of free agency and all that kind of good stuff, because this game kind of simulates a little bit slower, so it's going to take a little bit longer to get through all of the off-season stuff. So I just split it up into two nice chunk episodes. If you're going to enjoy this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and we can finally get into this second off-season and try to save our careers as a head coach in the NFL. Let's get to it. Okay, here we are at Super Bowl week. Let's undo this and we can go fast. Although I do want to check, I should probably go slow, because I want to check what our roster even looks like. I have no idea what the roster looks like for the Atlanta Falcons. So we've got Trent Green as our quarterback, 84 overall, okay. Running back is Jarris Norwood. It's a 25-year-old man out of Mississippi State. He's also an 84 overall, okay. Receivers, we don't really have much. We have a very old Joe Horn, Michael Jenkins. We have Roddy White, who's young and pretty good, and then Laurent Robinson, who's also young and pretty good. So, I mean, we have a little bit of wide receiver depth, not a ton of it, but it'll be good enough for right now. Tight end, we don't have a lot. We've got Ben Trope, who was a Pro Bowler this year, and we have Fred Davis, but they're not very high overalls at this point. Offensive linemen, we've got Wayne Gandy and Sam Baker at the left tackle spot. That's good. I like that. Left guard, we've got Justin Blaylock. I like that a lot. Center, we could use another center. We have a rookie Mike Pollock, but he's an 80 overall. He could get better. It's a fine guy for right now. Maybe we upgrade, maybe we don't. Right guard, we have John Welburn. So it looks like for right now, and then Todd, oh, my favorite name, Todd Weiner. It looks like our offensive line is not bad at all. We don't need to really focus on it at all, except for maybe a center. And that's not even that big of a deal. On the defensive line, we got Jamal Anderson and Chris Ellis. Right end, John Abraham. Man, the defensive line, this Falcons team is pretty good. Why'd they fire their coach? I have no idea. D-tackle, Trey Lewis. Okay, so here's where we could focus. We could try to get another D-tackle. That might be something we need to do. Left outside linebacker is Michael Boley, who's a captain. Keith Brooking, also a captain and middle linebacker. Also, Mark Simonu is here as well. Right outside linebacker, Carlos Dansby. This team is pretty darn good. Corner is not that great. Antoine Cason is the highest overall corner, with Chris Houston and Ratliff there as well. The cornerback room could use a little bit of reshaping. Tank Williams is the free safety, with Quentin Depps as well. And then Bernard Pollard. So this Falcons team is not that bad. We could maybe go for another quarterback instead of Trent Green. and maybe a D tackle and some corners. But other than that, this team probably doesn't need much help. We do have 2 first-round picks, by the way, our own, and then a Ravens first-round pick. So I picked the right team. I really did pick the right team to go to play this next season for. That's good. I like that. We're in Super Bowl week here, trying to figure out who is going to win the Super Bowl. And I just want to get to the good old-fashioned off-season so we can start spending some cap money, spend some roster spots, fill up some roster spots, do all that kind of stuff. We got some approval changes.
Indy's head coach capped this season with his 2nd Super Bowl win.
Tony Dungy
That's an
wins the
impressive
Super Bowl.
accomplishment from an NFL coach, and it explains why his players carried him off the field on their shoulders.
Good for him. Oops, I didn't. I always do that where I press the button before I read what it says. I was supposed to cut.
The Arizona Cardinals released one of their key players today in what appears to be a salary cap.
I do like Lawyer Malloy.
It'll be interesting to see which teams line up to sign a player of his caliber.
I did cut him. We got a GM has that approval change of 1. I should have cut Joe Horn. I didn't read what it said, so that's my fault. Draft preview. So they've got sleeper players is the Western Michigan quarterback, and an overrated quarterback is Trumbull from Louisville. The strength of the class is running back and receivers. 5-star strength, that's crazy. We could use an extra receiver if we want to. We have 2 first-round picks. Defensive end is a strength. Unfortunately, D tackle's not. But corner is also a pretty good strength, and we could use an extra corner. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind as we head to the offseason, or head deeper into it. Tank Williams, I'm not going to cut him. I want to keep him around. That cut us down? Oh, come on, whatever. Now we're down to a 56. I didn't want to cut. I didn't think he needed to get cut. We could always use him. He's only 28. So I didn't think that we could, he didn't deserve to get cut, basically. This running back from Tennessee looks to be the best player in the class. There's also this quarterback from Ohio State, Luke Rambis. Okay, very interesting. Very, very interesting. We have franchise tag stuff. Okay, do I want to franchise tag anyone here? Maybe Bernard Pollard? Yeah, let's franchise tag Bernard Pollard. Those other guys can be, they're not starters. Senior All-Stars quarterbacks. Luke Rambis.
Today at the Senior All-Star practice.
Definitely watch him. Watch Jared May as well. Watch those two, because Jared May was the sleeper, so scout those 2 quarterbacks. Senior All-Stars for running backs. Let's see. Why don't you go and watch this guy from wherever he was from. I didn't even read it. And then go watch Edwin Bannister from Hampton, because I like that name. Jaleel Summers and Nate Jeffries from Hawaii, just because it's Hawaii. Why not? Definitely the Ohio State kid. Let's see. A tight end from UCLA's fine. Another Hawaii guy. And go for an Iowa tight end, because tight ends from Iowa are always pretty good. Offensive lineman. All right. Let's go with you. Let's go with you 2, because we could use some centers. So we'll go with those 2 guys. So we'll scout them. Defensive lineman, D tackle, we'll go with Marco Maples. I like that name. JJ Sosa, I like that name too. Mo Gordon, and then that'll be good for that. Senior All-Star linebackers. This guy. How about this guy, that guy, and Dusty. Dusty Rudolph. That's a hard-working name right there. Now we're into the defensive backs, so I want you to get Mario Markland, Ronaldo Moon. Let's see. Mitch? DeMarcus McGuffey. Love that name. Let's see. Casey Hughes and Chuck Abbott. Chuck Abbott sounds like a police commissioner from like the 1930s. Kickers and punters, I don't know. Take the best kicker available and the best punter available. I don't really know. Okay.
I'm Adam Schefter of NFL Network, and here's your Senior Classic update.
Okay.
The season is finally over, and no surprise, the USC Trojans are your new national champions.
USC won the national title.
Now it's time to focus on one of my favorite events, the NFL Draft. The top seniors from around the country met this week at the Senior All-Star Game, and a couple of guys really stood out in practices. Jamal Kidd from Ohio State dominated in the one-on-one drills on Tuesday. He totally owned the corners he was up against, making guys like Markland from USC and Andre Overton from Washington State look downright silly.
Oh, wow.
One player who has struggled during the week is Miami's Amika Mourning. He's been getting knocked back by the linemen here at the Senior Classic, and he's failed to make any big plays all week long. His stock is headed south at this point in the process. That's all for now, folks.
Okay,
I'll see you at the Combine in Indianapolis.
Very, very interesting what Adam Schefter was saying. That Amika Mourning guy.
Feel free to take a look over the Combine results.
His stock was going down, so that's good to know.
Coach, what halfback do you want the scouts to interview?
That is very good to know. Now we go into the scouting.
Hey, Coach, it's time for the interview. What wide receiver would you like to talk to?
Montario Tart III? Yes, please. Just on name alone. Malachi Cribbs? Let's see. Let's get Russell Hayward. Bill Clay. Packer, hardly know her. Let's go for, what was that guy's name? Arlandis Robinson? What are these names? I love these names. Jamario Baston? Yes, please. Give me all that.
NFL restricted free agent signing period officially begins at 9 a.m. this morning as teams focus on tendering their restricted free agents. Once tenders have been handed out, players work with interested teams on offer sheets. If they sign those offer sheets, their original team has 10 days to match or let the player sign with the new team.
I'm Tom Coughlin, and you're watching NFL Network.
I think we should be fine.
Coach, it's time for the scouts to interview the D-line. Who's it going to be?
Signing, or who we're going to be re-signing with restricted free agency, but I feel confident.
Coach, it's time to talk to the DBs. Who's it going to be?
Ronaldo Moon, we don't want to scout because he was the guy. He was the guy that they said the stock went down on, so I think we should stay away from him. DeMarcus McDuffie, Darren Hardaway, sure. We'll go with those guys.
I'm Adam Schefter of NFL Network, and here's your NFL Combine update. Some players really did some damage to their draft stock this week. Monster defensive end Andre Dalbert decided to not attend the Combine due to a minor ankle injury he's dealing with.
Okay.
Who am I to question somebody's toughness?
A D-tackle.
But most of the player personnel guys I've talked to said this really hurts his chances at going in the top half of the first round. He now needs a big showing at the workouts, otherwise he's looking at making a lot less money. The most exciting news from the Combine is the Thomas Dwyer-Braylon Bo-Drew rivalry that has captivated the attention of every draft guru from across the country. Dwyer and Bo-Drew both ran a sub-4.3 40s,
wow,
which by itself is a remarkable accomplishment.
That's crazy good.
Dwyer actually one-upped Bo-Drew and broke the sound barrier with a 4.19 40. Yes, you heard that correctly. 4.19 sound barrier, unbelievable.
Oh my
That's
God.
all from the NFL Combine. I'll see you at the Pro Day workouts.
The Flash is in this draft class. Dwyer, we have to remember that name. Dwyer, remember that name, Dwyer. We have to draft him. He ran a 4.19. That's unheard of. Okay, but anyway, our team we need a free safety 1, a middle linebacker 2, a tight end 1. And then a couple other, like, backup positions and stuff. So we'll have to keep that in mind. But where's Dwyer at? Do I have him on the board? He was a running back, wasn't he? There he is. I see him right there. He's a wide receiver. Thomas Dwyer. Move this man up to the very, very top of the board. A 4.9 or 4.19? Are you kidding me? My God. The other dude was in the rivalry with him. It was like Bo Drew or something like that. Was he a wide receiver? Maybe he's a running back? Where's he at? He had like a two last names, but I don't remember what his name was. He could be a corner. I'll check corners too. Let's check corners. There he is, Braylon Drew. So we got to move him to the top because he's also very fast, but he's not as fast as Dwyer because Dwyer stole all the headlines with the 4.19 speed. My God, that's insane. We have a lot of cap space. That's why I chose this team. All right.
The NFL free agent signing period kicks off at 9 a.m. this morning. Look for big-name deals with big-name players all throughout the entire month.
We have pick 6 in the first round. The Dolphins have pick 7. That's pretty funny. Also,
I'm Todd McShay, and this is the NFL Draft Preview.
18. Okay.
I put together my first mock today, and to be honest, it's still a mess at the top of the board. As it stands now, I have Macio Sweetney from Tennessee as my top-rated player. He's followed by quarterback Luke Rambis from the Buckeyes and that Vince Young lookalike Derek Conroy from Kansas State. The strength of this year's class is at defensive end. It's followed by wide receiver and cornerback. If you're looking for a left tackle or a strong safety to contribute right away, the waiver wire is probably going to be a better option. That just about does it for now. I'll be back soon with more.
Okay, so defensive end and receivers are like the top of the top in this class. And this guy, McShay said that this was a Vince Young lookalike. Very interesting. The Raiders are going to take Luke Rambis #1. That's not a problem. Sweetney is probably a very good player, but we're not going to trade up. I think we're going to take Thomas Dwyer. They have him mocked to us at 6. I'm fine with taking him at 6. A 4.19 speed, I am totally fine with that. Free agent bid for Tony Gonzalez.
What do you think about this guy?
I want to join in on Tony because he's a former Falcon. Or actually, at this point, I don't know if he played for the Falcons yet. But I definitely want to join in on him. I'm going to raise my bid, and then we're going to get him. Perfect.
Atlanta's strategy in the bidding war was simply pay whatever we need to.
Yes, sir.
In
pay
the end,
we need.
it walked away with the right to negotiate with one of the off-season's biggest free agents.
That's good.
It'll begin work on a contract immediately.
John Gruden, you're watching.
Let's see if we can snag him for a signing bonus of 2.5.
You like being part of the negotiation, Coach?
He didn't like that. He wants the 5.5 bonus. I'll take it, Tony. You're worth it. You're a legend.
Negotiations seemed to have broken down last night. It looked hopeless, but I just received word, unexpectedly, that an agreement was finalized at the last possible minute. Both sides conceded on key issues to get the deal done, preventing a huge loss for the Falcons.
I'm Gary Kubiak, and you're watching the NFL Network.
This is going to be a bidding war for Adrian Wilson that we do win. Okay. Love to see
The bidding is over, and one team has emerged as the winner in the race to sign one of the off-season's most coveted free agents.
He doesn't have that
We'll
many.
wait and see if a deal can get done between this difference maker and the Falcons.
No,
John Gruden, you're watching NFL Network.
He wants the highest one, obviously, with the biggest bonus and the biggest.
Hey, Coach,
stuff
do you
like
want to
that.
sit in on this negotiation?
We'll give him it. We're not going to sign him for anything less. So
The Falcons scheduled a press conference for 3 p.m.
We don't
Eastern
need Teddy
to announce
Bruschi.
the signing of one of the off-season's biggest free agents.
John Gruden, you're watching NFL
bringing in an older veteran D tackle like Pat Williams could be very useful. And we do snag him. Okay.
Atlanta's
That's good.
strategy in the bidding war was simply pay whatever we
like how
need
they're just
to.
saying the same
In the
exact thing
end,
over and
it
over.
walked away with the right to negotiate with one of the off-season's biggest free
There we go.
agents.
So we got him.
It'll begin work on a contract immediately.
We don't necessarily
I'm Andy
need a
Reid,
right
you're
tackle,
watching
so we're going to
NFL
go out
Network.
on that. Rodney Harrison.
Negotiations
need-
seemed to have broken down last
need
night.
Rodney,
It
even though I
looked
do love
hopeless,
Rodney.
but I just received word, unexpectedly, that an agreement was finalized at the last possible minute.
A trade for
Both
Brandon
sides conceded
Seiler.
on key issues to get the deal done, preventing a huge loss for the
Backup
Falcons.
middle linebacker who's 22. That's not going to cost us that much. He's not very high overall. We could snag him for a 2009 6th round pick and a 2010 6th round pick, or maybe even a 2009 5th and a 2010 7th. How about we offer a 2009 5th and 7th? It's a little, they want to give a little bit more. Okay. I can give that. So we give up a 2009 7th and a 2010 5th for a backup middle linebacker who's super young. I like that. We don't need Michael Strahan, even though I do like Michael Strahan. We're not going to go after him. Ben Knoll as a backup? I wouldn't oppose it. I certainly would be interested. Hopefully he's not super expensive, and plus we could trade him if we need to. We got him. We got Ben Knoll.
The bidding is over, and one team has emerged as the winner in the race to sign one of the off-season's most coveted free agents. We'll wait and see if a deal can get done between this difference maker and the Falcons.
I'm Andy Reid. You're watching NFL Network.
JB Patterson is also pretty young at left tackle, but we're running low on cap space, so I think we're going to pass on JB Patterson. Larry Foote, we just got Seiler, so I don't really need him. Or Mike Peterson. Who's this? Jay Richardson. Right end. I think we're good. We're not interested in Jay Richardson. Jeremy Shockey, we do need a tight end. Oh, no, we got Tony Gonzalez. That's right. So we're going to pass on Jeremy Shockey. I forgot we got Tony Gonzalez. Ruben Brown is a little bit older. We don't need. Kevin Falk at running back. A little bit of veteran leadership, but no. Jarvis Green at right end. No, we're going to pass on that. Darnell Dockett, though. I'll join the conversation for Darnell Dockett, but I don't know if I'll actually go in for him. I do like Darnell. I'll raise my bid. We'll see what... Okay, the Lions are at the top. Now the Buccaneers. The bid might be getting a little bit too hot. Lions can have him. Lions can have him. I didn't want to pay that much. We need to save our money in case we get into some trouble. We need to save our money. Shane Graham, we do need a kicker, so I will join the bidding for Shane Graham, though. We definitely need a kicker. That was like priority number 1 on our team needs, was getting a kicker, so we do need one. Shane Graham might be the best one available. We'll outbid Washington, and we will sign
The bidding
Shane
is
Graham.
over, and one team has emerged as the winner in the race to sign one of the off-season's most coveted free agents.
Love to see it.
We'll wait and see if the deal can get done between this difference maker
Acquire
and
kicker
the
with least an
Falcons.
overall of 85. Beautiful. That goes up our overall. You love to see it. Free agent quarterback Kurt Warner, 37 years old. We don't actually have a quarterback because it looks like Trent Green's gone. We might need to go in for Kurt Warner just because we don't have a quarterback. Oh, I didn't see that coming. 1 year of Kurt Warner, is that the right move? Probably not, but it looks like that's what's going to have to be our thing that we go for. Although they're really overpaying for Kurt. I don't want... No. That's way too much for 1 year of Kurt Warner. I can find somebody else that's just as good, if not better. Rob Morris, we don't want. Phillip Buchanan. Yeah, we can go in for a Phillip Buchanan. 75 overall, 27 years old. Is not that bad. We'll keep raising our bid because the cap hit's not too much right now. So we'll keep our interest in, and we'll beat the Vikings, and we will win the Phillip Buchanan sweepstakes.
I've got to take care of this contract, Coach. Care to join in?
Yeah, sure. Let's sign Phillip Buchanan for this amount of money, and he's gonna come right down to the team. We don't need Johnson. Damian McIntosh, we don't need. Kenny Watson, no. Zach Pillar, no. Chester Taylor, no. DeJuan Gross, 76 overall corner. Could pair well with these guys, but probably not. Pro Day scouting number 1. Okay.
Coach, the scouts need to know what pro day to attend.
I want to go to the pro day of... I want to go to the pro day of Indiana. Go to the pro day of Indiana. Trade negotiations for Damon
Negotiations
Howard.
seem to have broken down last night. It looked hopeless.
I don't want
But I just received word, unexpectedly, that an agreement was finalized at the last possible minute. Both sides conceded on key issues to get the deal done, preventing a huge loss for the Falcons.
I'm Dick Duran, and you're watching the NFL
Lawrence,
Network.
though, adding some more cornerback depth could not hurt, that's for sure. So I'll keep raising my bid for Florence. I do like Drayton Florence. He's a very good player, very underrated. All right, teams are bowing out. Us and the Jaguars, and we win the bid for Drayton Florence. That's huge. Very, very big, very big.
To go over his contract. Care to sit in?
I do want to sit in because I want to offer him this contract. Oh, he almost accepted. I thought he would. But we'll give him that one. Cornerback Chris Johnson we don't need because we just signed Drayton Florence, so we don't need him. Pro Day number 2.
Hey, Coach, what school should we send our scouts to?
Go Scout.
The Falcons scheduled a press conference for 3 p.m. Eastern to announce the signing of one of the offseason's biggest free agents.
Josh Bullock at free safety. I feel like we could just move one of our strong safeties over to free safety. So we're just going to keep moving on from that. John Kitna, no. I'd rather trade for somebody else. Chris White at center is an 86 overall. Yes, please. This is the one position that we probably could have used an upgrade at. And it's us and the Packers. We're going to outbid the Packers and win the bidding for Chris White.
He's ready to work.
That could be really, really big. That may end up being very massive because now we have an 86 overall center. Mitch Berger. Probably do need to get a punter. How many teams are in on a punter? We won the bidding for the punter.
Atlanta's strategy in the bidding war was simply pay whatever we need to.
Can I get away with not paying him a bonus?
It walked away with the right to negotiate with one of the offseason's biggest free agents.
Because we signed a
begin
punter.
work on a contract immediately.
Bulls in progress. Acquire free safety with an overall of at least 85. I wonder, can I just go, if I go to slow, can I change one of my, can you change positions in this? Hold on, let me find out. Okay, let me go to strong safeties. Can I trade Bernard Pollard or change him to a free safety? Oh, he's a 78 as a free safety. Okay, we'll change him back then because he's not that good. Is there a corner that we could change? How about Kason? Does he go up to, is he a better strong safety? Or a better free safety than a corner? He's a 79 as a free safety. We might just have to trade for one. We might just have to trade for a free safety. How do I go to the... Oh, it's right here on the same page. We should probably trade for a quarterback as well, because we don't have one currently. But if we go to free safeties, we gotta trade for... We gotta acquire one that's at least 85. That's gonna be pretty tricky, but I think we can do it. There's Eric Weddle. Eric Weddle would be cool. He's just not the highest overall. Antoine Bethea. Brian Dawkins. Reggie Nelson's only an 82. There's got to be somebody out here that we can snag. Ed Reed. Can I get Ed Reed? Oh, that would take us over the salary cap. LaRon Landry. Wilson. Brian Russell. They're not interested in trading Michael Griffin. Okay. All the free safeties that are available to trade or teams are willing to trade. Can we sort by that? Okay, here we go. We can sort by teams or safeties that teams are willing to trade, and that's all the players that teams are willing to trade. Okay, very interesting. What about if I ask for Michael Huff? They're not interested in trading Michael Huff. What about Antoine Bethea? They're not interested in trading Antoine Bethea. Not Jackson. Is anybody willing to trade for anybody? I don't think we can get a free safety. Oh, we can get Mike Brown, I guess, or at least ask to trade for him. Okay, so if we go in for Eric Weddle, we'd have to give up probably a good amount of stuff. Okay, let's think about this. We could give up a 3rd round pick this year and a 3rd round pick next year. I don't know if they would take that. But I could also give up a 3rd round pick and a 4th round pick this year. I think I'm going to offer them a 3rd this year and a 4th next year. They say no, they want to match. They want 2/3. They want the 3rd round pick and the 3rd round pick next year. What about if I give them this one? Boom! So 2 3rd round picks bring us in Eric Weddle. Now that's not necessarily filling the goal.
Free agency is in full swing, and it seems that another key player is now off the market. One of my sources told me this morning that a deal has been struck between a crucial free agent and the Atlanta Falcons.
So we have Eric Weddle, who's our new free safety. Unfortunately, he doesn't meet the requirements just yet.
The Atlanta Falcons have scheduled a press conference for 3 p.m. Eastern to announce a trade that was finalized late this afternoon.
I'm Tony Dunton, and you're watching.
I put Tank Williams on the trade block. We need to grab a quarterback now. There's only 3 quarterbacks. Oh, Aaron Rodgers, but he's only a 68. He's only a 68 overall. I might just want to grab him just because. Oh, he's costing us too much money. Who's a quarterback that's decent and not... Oh, Troy Smith! Of course I'd get Troy Smith. I'll go crazy for Troy Smith. Oh, they won't take my 5th. I love me some Troy Smith. How about a 5th this year to 6th? Bada bing, we got ourselves a quarterback.
The Atlanta Falcons have scheduled a press conference for 3 p.m. Eastern to announce a trade that was finalized late this afternoon.
Troy Smith, Heisman Trophy winner from the Ohio State University. I love it so much. Oh, I'm going to put John David Boovie. Actually, I was going to put John David Boovie ahead of this guy. But no, we're going to keep Troy Smith there. Running back's fine. We're going to draft that wide receiver to go alongside these 2 guys. Oh, I like this team, man. This team looks good. Looks a lot better than our Dolphins team. And now with Troy Smith at quarterback, I am liking what we got. Free agent bid for Denny. We don't have much cap space anymore, so...
Coach, which pro day should the
let's scout California for me. Go to Cal's pro day. Marlon Brandon. I mean, he's 25 or 23 years old, 85 overall. If we had more money, I'd probably go in on him.
Negotiations seemed to have broken down last night. It looked hopeless, but I just received word, unexpectedly, that an agreement was finalized at the last possible minute. Both sides conceded on key issues to get the deal done, preventing a huge loss for the Browns.
Definitely go to Hawaii because we were scouting a couple of players from Hawaii during that earlier scouting period. So definitely.
Coach, what school should we scout?
Marcus Tubbs. Brad Johnson. We already have Troy Smith, so I'm fine there. Kerry Collins. Nope. Don't want Salam. Pro Day Scouting number 5.
Coach, the scouts need to know what pro day to attend.
Go to Clemson's Pro Day and scout that dude, whoever it is. Okafor, no. Maurice Morris, no. Lawyer Malloy, no. Neil Rackers, no. Kyle Kozier, no. Pro Day Scouting 6.
Coach, which pro day should the scouts attend?
Probably should go to USC's, but we could go to like Penn State's or TCU's. Go to USC. Go to USC. They got the most prospects there that we could end up drafting, so want to get a little bit more scouting on them. And then go to Nebraska's Pro Day. I wish we could go to Ohio State's draft Pro Day.
Coach, what school should we scout?
Florida. Scout Florida. 40 days until the draft. We are coming up on the end of the video. Keith Smith. Mike Fury. Walker. Brad Meester. We already got our center. Essex. Stuzzi? I don't know who that is.
Coach, which pro day should the scouts attend?
Scout Oklahoma's Pro Day. Barry Sims, Tom Ashworth, Sage Rosenfels. Isn't he a reporter now? I think that is. I think he's a NFL reporter. Pro Day number 10. Ooh, Minnesota.
Hey, what school should we send our scouts to?
I've never heard of this college. Rowan College? I don't think I've ever heard of that. Go to Minnesota. Not you. Marquise Douglas. Julius Jones. I don't even know some of these guys. I've heard of Victor Hobson, though. Colorado. Jackson State. Look at that. Jackson State. But go to Colorado. No. Go to... Yeah, go to Colorado, sure. Desmond Clark, but we already got... What's-his-face and what's-his-face. Chris Horton. No. Hank Smithers. No. Rashard Moore. Let's go to Pro Day number 11 or whatever it is.
Need to know what Pro Day to attend.
Go to Auburn's Pro Day. Don't need a kicker. Shanta Spencer, Jack, no. John Dunn, no. Pro Day number 13.
Coach, which Pro Day should the scouts attend?
Dayton? I didn't know Dayton had a football team. That's pretty cool. Dismiss. Pro Day.
Coach, the scouts need to know what Pro Day to attend.
Go to Kentucky's Pro Day. What's
Coach,
this?
What school should we scout?
Kutztown? What the heck kind of Pro Day is that? Scout that dude just because I'm curious what college that is. Gus Farrat? No, thank you. No, I didn't want to. No. Yes, exit the bidding. I didn't want to sign him. I didn't mean to hit that. Marlon McCree. Kevin Barlow.
Coach, the scouts need to know what Pro Day to attend.
What are some of these school names? These are crazy. Go to, is that Prairie View A&M? Is that what that is? Go to that. Just to kind of go to the college. I don't even care who the players are at this point. Just go there. Just to see. Miami, okay. Now we're into the good stuff. Definitely go to Tennessee's because Tennessee's got that running back. No, I don't know. Exit the bidding on that. Yes. I don't want to join in on him. I'm probably not going to sign anybody else. I think I like the way the team is built. Sonoma State? Go to Sonoma State. For sure. I probably should spend some of these skill points. I've got 9,000. Special skills cost a little bit too much. Let's go to physical development of the wide receiver because we're going to be drafting that wide receiver, so definitely want to get him up a little bit more. Intangibles development for our quarterback, Troy Smith. Got to have him looking good. And got to get our wide receivers intangibles up a little bit more, so that's big. Ben Leber, Daryl Jackson, Rocky Bernard. Let's go to...
Coach, the scouts need to know what Pro Day to attend.
Go to Texas. Andre Dyson, Brandon Schiller, Ronald Bartel, Kevin Berry, Eddie Kennison. There's a lot of Pro Days.
Coach, what school should we scout?
Go to Harvard. There's always a couple good brainiacs that come out of Harvard.
Hey, Coach, what school should we send our scouts to?
Eastern Meat Chicken. Okay, here we go.
Who would you like the scouts to bring in?
Individual workout for the wide receiver, Thomas Dwyer. No doubt about it. That is my number one right there. We have him 100% scouted, and he's an 89 overall. I am very intrigued by this man. I want him so bad.
Coach, the scouts need to know what Pro Day to attend.
Go to Navy. Get some military boys in there. Individual workout number 2.
Coach, who would you like some more information on?
I want some more information on Luke Rambis. Just because he's a Ohio State quarterback. Chad Pennington, Noodle Arm. Casey Wiseman. Pro Day Scouting 23.
Coach, what school should we scout?
Florida State. Individual workouts.
Who would you like to bring in for an individual workout?
Who was that one free safety they had us? They had us mocked to a safety. I forget who it was though. I can't remember who they had us mocked to. But bring in Antoine Jefferson just because he could be pretty good. Vernon Carey, Matt Murphy. There's Ohio State.
Coach, which pro day should the scouts attend?
Go to Ohio State's pro day. I was waiting for it. Game changer.
The Atlanta Falcons received some great news today when they were informed by the NFL that their cap penalties were being cleared because of a league accounting error.
Oh!
I'm Romeo Cornell, and you're watching
We
NFL
had salary
Network.
cap penalties for this season, but they got eliminated because...
Coach, who would you like the scouts to bring in?
That's awesome. That's super cool. We had penalties, but they got erased because of an accounting error. That's super cool. I like that. I didn't even realize I had any penalties.
Coach, the scouts need to know what pro day to attend.
I guess I'll have to be more diligent on that. I'll have to be a little bit more diligent.
Adam Schefter of NFL Network back with another NFL draft update.
Sweetney
This time we're talking
100%.
pro day
He's at
workouts.
95
The
overall.
most popular pro day to attend this year had to be in Los Angeles at the University of Southern California.
Who is it?
Wasn't easy to get a hotel room out there, but I'm glad I did. The national champ Trojans had all kinds of players on display for the scouts. Defensive end Lamar Marbury and secondary members Mario Marklin and Ryan Spradlin looked very comfortable at the workout and helped themselves immensely after getting to sit down and meet with teams one-on-one. Nothing like a little face-to-face contact. Ohio State was a popular destination as well. Luke Rambis and Jamal Pace both held steady with solid workouts. A large number of scouts headed down south to the UL Lafayette Pro Day to get a peek at outside linebacker Maurice Gogans. After his amazing combine performance, his stock shot through the roof. But the thing I kept hearing over and over was how raw he was, how he needs a lot of work before a defensive coach will feel good about having him out on the field. Well, that's about it from Pro Days. I'll be back later for a recap of the ever-popular individual workouts.
Okay, very interesting. So that's why I sent that last workout to that.
Coach, who would you like some more information on?
Because they were just talking about how he's probably going to be pretty good. I don't know who we're going to take with our next first-round pick.
Coach, who would you like some more information on?
We have two of them, so I don't know who we take. I'll scout the other receiver just in case.
Who would you like to bring in for an individual workout?
The other USC player, any USC player. I mean, they won the national championship.
I'm Adam Schefter of NFL Network, and here's your individual workout update.
Okay.
All the eyes of the NFL scouting universe were on Andre Dalbert this past month, and boy, did he put on a show for teams.
Andre Dalbert.
Every team he worked out for came away drooling at his skill set and potential. His ankle looks fine, and he ran a 4.57 40 at the workout to show teams he's 100% good to go. Kendrick House had a great workout for teams as well, ensuring that his knee troubles are a thing of the past, although he still looked a little gimpy when asked to move laterally from side to side. Texas corner O.J. McClintock is another player who really helped himself at this stage of the game. Teams came away thinking he was the next Champ Bailey or Ty Law from all of the early reports I've heard so far. One guy who was a little off the radar after an awful display at the Combine, defensive end Cameron Perryman from Oregon really rebounded after his workout with teams. He looks much faster than his 40 time would indicate, and look for him to be a first-day selection after his impressive performance.
Okay, very interesting. Where's that Dalbert guy at? What did he play? I forget what position he played. He was like D tackle or something, wasn't he? Maybe his defensive line or linebacker or something. I forget what his name or what his position was. What did he play? I don't remember. I don't remember what he played, but I definitely have Thomas Dwyer as my #1 player on the board because of that 4.19 speed. I don't know where we're going to go with this next pick, with the next first-round pick that we have. I have no idea. I'm sure we'll figure it out next episode, but I have no idea where we're going to go with it. NFL schedule got released. That's cool. Free agent bids. Not interested in anybody. Because we don't have the money to be interested in anybody. I spent it all already. I spent all the money that we could have used. But I feel like we improved the team very, very heavily. And our approval is 62. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get the approval. We're going to take a big hit when we don't get the approval for the free safety. Yeah, that's going to drop us down a lot, which is going to suck. But I tried, but nobody wanted to trade for a guy that was an 85. Or nobody wanted to trade me away. Trade up for a pick that's higher in this year's draft? I guess I could do that. Let me go to the trades. I guess I could trade up from where we're at. Hold on, let me trade for who had a top pick? How do I trade for picks? I'm not sure how to trade for draft picks. How do I trade for draft picks? I don't know how to do that. It doesn't say it on the trade thing. Maybe I gotta wait for the draft. Wait. Draft pick. Okay, here we go. So if I just move to another team, then if I click on it, can I trade for it? No. I don't know. I'll have to wait till the draft, I guess. I'll wait for the draft to try to do that one. We don't want any of these guys. Don't want anyone here. No thank you, no thank you, no thank you, no thank you, no thank you. Don't want you, sorry. Team needs. So we just need we need a cornerback 1? I guess we don't have one. I thought we did. Team game plan. They want us to draft Luke Rambis. I don't really want to draft Luke. We have our QB1. We have Troy Smith. I'm sticking with it. I'm riding with the Heisman winner. I'm riding with the Heisman winner right there. So we lost 24 players to free agency, but we added 12 players. Okay. I feel like we added 12 very good players.
Next up on the calendar is the NFL Draft. All the hard work put in by every GM, coach, and scout comes to a head when teams get the opportunity to draft the best players from the college ranks. Every year, at least one player in the draft can turn around a franchise, so the pressure is intense for every team involved.
You know what we could try to do?
Hi, I'm Mike Holmgren, and you're watching the NFL Network.
You know what we could try to do is trade up to get the running back Sweetney, or maybe somebody else, and then also draft the receiver as well. That could be pretty interesting. That would fulfill our GM goal of trading up in the draft. I don't know. We'll have to figure out for next episode next Thursday, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. If you have any suggestions, obviously, for things you might have thought that I did wrong, or just little improvements I can make to help make the process a little bit easier for me, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. They'd be much appreciated. But if not, thank you guys so much for stopping by and watch. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.